Here we are in the final installment of making a kilt in real time tutorial. It's the final installment, but there's a couple of installments to follow because over the weekend, it's Monday afternoon right now, I got up super early, I put in the lining, I talked a lot about it, and the video didn't turn out. And then I finished the kilt and the video didn't turn out. And I did some work on the plaid, and you guessed it, the video didn't turn out. So in any case, so this is the summary. So here we have the 8-yard kilt in the Moffat tartan, as the customers requested, the antique style double-tongued black buckle. And you may be able to see it, but 3 metal eyes sewn to the top band, and that's what the dress shoulder plate will hang from. And on the inside, the black cotton flannelette lining. I go with flannelette rather than silk or satin or other polished fabrics that you see other kilt makers use, because the cotton, it seems to wick better. You don't feel quite so hot across the small of your back on a hot day. And the cotton, the flannel, the hand of it, the texture of it, means that your shirt tends to stay tucked in. If you're wearing a silk lining or a satin lining, when you're walking, you'll notice that your shirt is slowly untucking itself, and it's a real pain in the backside. So yeah, so what I'll do is with the next kilt that I make, which I'll be starting immediately after this, in fact immediately after this video, I'll explain I'll cover the missing chapters again. So the thing's all made, looked at it very carefully, inspected it for everything. My last act, of course, is to put on the label. So that's ready for the client. Now the dress shoulder plaid, I still have to press this. And there we have our 3 metal hooks matching the eyes sewn on the kilt. And again, the hooks arc away from the client, so that to put it on, he has to hook up. When he's wearing his kilt, he has to hook up and down. Because if it's sitting the other way, where the hooks are just sitting on, when the loop is under, well, it's the same position either way, but if this is the kilt and this is the hook, it's super easy to lift the thing off and it'll fall off. But you do it the other way and it's quite difficult to get it off. So I have to give that a press. I'll have to do another episode where I explained how I measured and laid out this front fall. And as you can see, I've given it a press. I haven't sewn it together. It should hang just fine without any stitches. In the past, I would sort of blind stitch these things, but I don't really think it's necessary. And here, let's pull this out. Come on, get out of there. There we are. This will be sewn, as you see, right there to match that saltire, and that's rather an unfinished appearance. So I made a placket, and I'm going to sew that directly over top, so it's a more neat and more finished appearance. And that is where the plaid brooch will be mounted, so that behind the device of the plaid brooch, whatever it might be, I don't think he's bought one yet, you'll have the St. Andrew's cross, the saltire, however you pronounce it, directly behind the device. So yeah, so about 15 minutes of sewing, sew that down and then sew that on top of it, and it'll be ready, and then I'll give them a call. So, right, so that's it for this episode. I'll include I'll include the missing episodes when I can, but there we go. Much of this information, incidentally, is already found in videos that I've already shot under the file of my methods, and there's one playlist about my methods and another playlist about shoulder blades, and you'll find much of that information there. But again, I'll do it in detail next time. Right, so I'm going to shut this camera off and get to work.